The Ministry of Health has reported that there is a significant decrease in malaria cases in Guyana, with less than half the 2006 amount. This was disclosed at the 5th Annual Malaria Day observances in Bartica Region 7 under the theme Overcoming the Challenges of a Borderless Disease. Natasha Smith has more.
During the activity, it was highlighted that from 17,067 reported cases in 2006, there was a drastic reduction to 8,995 cases. Out of over 92,000 persons who were tested for malaria this year, only 8,163 persons were positive. The Health Ministry, in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, is working to detect outbreaks and effectively treat and prevent the spread of the disease. Region 7 was selected for this year's Malaria Day observances since the highest percentage of malaria cases were reported there. PAHO's representative, Dr. Teofilo Monteiro, says Guyana has been making strides, adding that PAHO is committed to uniting in the fight against malaria. PAHO statistics have shown that 142 million people in the Americas are at risk for the disease, while every year 1 million contract the disease. Chief Inspector Vector Control Community Representative of the Ministry of Health, Krishna Lal, in his address highlighted some of the contributory factors. He says miners and loggers sometimes refuse to get tested or use impregnated bed nets and do not complete medical treatment. Health workers are in the region right now distributing the nets. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Shamdeo Prasad is encouraging persons to get tested, educate themselves about malaria, and what can be done to help. PAHO reported that cases of malaria have declined 32% in Latin America and the Caribbean since 2000, and deaths have dropped nearly 40%. And that the progress is due to improved treatment for the most deadly form of the disease and effective mosquito control. Reporting for the 6 o'clock news, Natasha Smith.
Thank you for staying with the NCN 6 o'clock news. Jamaica has agreed to sign a memorandum of understanding with Guyana indicating its commitment to purchase rice on a best-endeavor basis. This was disclosed by the country's Industry Minister Carl Samuda, who has also signaled Jamaica's intention to expand exports in the future. Here's Sharda Lal.
Jamaica is the largest importer of Guyana's rice in the region, but Industry Minister Carl Samuda says the country's economy has been affected by astronomical food import bills, large trade deficit, and increased inflation in recent times. On the domestic market, he notes that rice prices have nearly doubled from 55 to 101 Jamaican dollars a kilogram, putting a dent on consumers' pockets. According to him, these challenges have been chiefly responsible for his country cutting back on rice imports from Guyana. However, the industry minister has disclosed Jamaica's intent to get back on the bandwagon by strengthening its commitment to purchasing rice here.
Last year we purchased approximately 50,000 tons of rice, and we want that to grow because we believe and we are committed to the notion that if something can be produced within our community, we must fully utilize it, and all nations must come together to ensure that we maximize the benefit for the community.
Were it not for the current challenges, the minister says rice producers would have been assured of a stable market. Nevertheless, he hopes that the current crisis could be resolved within the next 2 years.
I'm not leaving Guyana, Mr. President. I did not come here to go back empty-handed. I am not leaving Guyana today until we sign a memorandum of understanding that gives you the assurance that this government and this minister is committed to the continued expansion of orders from Guyana of rice. We want that commitment here today.
Meanwhile, President Bart Jagdeo has expressed his optimism about this arrangement.
And we're very happy about this statement. I think it will help to ease concerns in many quarters of the rice-growing community here in Guyana. We hope that before you reach the 60,000 tons, you're not going to seek any derogation from CARICOM. So once that is the case, then I think we have the making of a deal.
The Guyanese leader has also responded to Samuda's call for more competitive markets like those in the United States.
In CARICOM a countervailing tax, then I'm sure that the cost to the consumers, when you put on the countervailing tax and the CT, would be significantly higher than rice sourced out of Guyana.
The Memorandum of Understanding reaffirms Jamaica's annual importation of 60,000 tons of rice. Reporting for the 6 o'clock news, I'm Shardul Lal.
Cabinet has cleared more than $139 million for the supply and installation of a 35 MVA power transformer for the Guyana Power and Light Company. This was disclosed by Secretary Dr. Roger Luncheon, who said that Cabinet was assured the electricity problems affecting Guyanese are being addressed. Here's more.
Cabinet at its last meeting of Tuesday, November 4, greenlighted the award of 3 contracts that will benefit the electricity and power sector, one of which is $139 million for the supply and installation of a 35 MVA power transformer for GPL. And Cabinet Secretary Dr. Roger Luncheon told reporters today that Cabinet is also looking to clear a contract that deals with the procurement of prepaid metering. He explained, however, that this is just one way that the power company is trying to clamp down on power wastage and will first conduct a test run.
The procurement here is probably a minuscule percentage of meters that currently are in the system to replace or to provide, not only replace, but maybe to provide new customers according to a fairly established pilot program to inspect, to review the results and use those results to determine how it will be grasped and implemented in the future.
Another contract in the power sector includes the upgrading of electricity supply at the Chedijagan International Airport, which is budgeted to cost some $26.3 million. $20 million will also be spent to purchase machinery for an engine at the Canefield Power Station. This is one way of addressing a problem to which Dr. Luncheon said Cabinet was assured of being done speedily.
The situation there would be strengthened with the completion of the rehabilitation and repairs to generating equipment, and also the completion of the conversion of the diesel-fired sets to heavy fuel oil operation.
Reporting for the 6 o'clock news, Natasha Smith.
The Gaisuka Wales payroll canister was recovered today as the police conducted operations in the West Bank Demerara area. This resulted in a confrontation where 1 bandit was shot dead and 3 others in custody. Here are details.
Early this morning, around 1:15 hours, police confronted a group of 4 men along the old road at Good Fortune, West Bank, Demerara. There was an exchange of gunfire that resulted in the death of Leon Dundas of Punt Trench Dam, Albystown. The other 3 men were arrested. As a result, the police recovered the canister with the Gaisuka payroll in the sum of $17.2 million. The .38 Smith & Wesson revolver with 6 rounds that were taken away from the GB security guards was also recovered. Also, a .32 Taurus pistol with 2 magazines containing 21 rounds, a 9mm Glock pistol with 2 magazines and 31 rounds were recovered. Also recovered was 2 .38 Taurus revolvers with 10 matching rounds. While in police custody, members of the gang confessed to a number of robberies, including the armed robbery committed on businessman Chetram called Barry at Tushin, West Bank, Essequibo on October 14, 2008. Meanwhile, the bandits shot and killed by joint services moments after the heist has been identified by the police as Eric Williams, known as Edo, of no fixed place abode. GB private security cash escort vehicle came under attack and robbed at Stanleytown, West Demerara. Ranks from West Demerara established roadblocks at strategic locations and commenced an immediate manhunt. The police, Marine Sector, and Joint Special Operations Group and the Guyana Defense Force, which involved the use of helicopters that resulted in the recovery of the Gaisuka payroll. Mark Murray reporting for the NCN 6 o'clock news.